Dental Fuel, the podcast that focuses on what no one else is talking about: mistakes. The dental world is full of before and afters, and no one is talking about the middle. Dental Fuel brings you the unspoken in between. Welcome back to another episode of Dental Fuel. Dental Fuel is brought to you by 90 Day Jumpstart, a program to help you increase production and break free from financial stress. We're back with Jeff Horowitz. Jeff is a seasoned dental practice owner and a strong proponent of effective management and leadership skills. Jeff understands the common pitfalls in managing dental practice teams, and he shares some key areas where he has received significant influence on his management style. Let's listen in. So I'm curious, Jeff, team mistakes. What are some that you have made and what have you learned?
Biggest mistake in management, dare I use that word, biggest mistake that I have made is retaining poor employees for too long. There's a saying that nothing kills a great employee more than watching you keep a bad employee. And I've been guilty of that a couple of times. One, like a lot of people, worried about the patient resistance. If the patients had developed a relationship with, say, a particular hygienist, worried about the fallout and what will happen to the organization or the systems that you've put in place because you don't have someone trained. We've all fallen into traps like that. But, when someone isn't pulling their weight on the team, it is just so unfair to those that have really dedicated themselves to you and to your practice. It's so unfair to allow those people to seem to be rewarded. And I've almost lost a couple of really amazing employees because I kept bad ones on for too long. And most of the time when you get that feeling something is off, it usually is. And so I go back to a Ken Blanchard book, the 1 Minute Manager, which says, 1 minute praise, 1 minute, admonishing, whatever it is, be very upfront, be very deliberate about saying great job or this was great, giving feedback, whether it be positive or negative, and then at the end of the day saying, listen, I appreciate you because, you do this so well. Here is what I wish would have gone better today. How can I help you do that better? And that's just some of the management skills. I'm a big self-help book guy. And
me too.
Yeah.
I need all the help.
That's it. You can't ever give help unless you get help first. I really believe in that. But yeah, so I think keeping the wrong employees for too long is the biggest mistake I've made. But one of the things that I've learned over a lot of time is, don't be afraid to have difficult conversations. Not having a conversation is way worse, than just coming out saying, here's what didn't go the way I would have liked it. How can we work together to make this better? That's so much more productive in practice.
Tough conversations are challenging. I have a hard time with them. For me, you were sharing that you should give praise and then maybe provide some constructive feedback. I like the compliment sandwich. Start with compliment, give some feedback, and then you end with compliment. It just makes me feel better personally. But how did you, Jeff, get better with giving some of that constructive criticism, feedback to help your team overall grow?
So really just time and becoming comfortable in my role, because what most dentists don't realize is, yes, or not just dentists, but whoever owns the practice, is that you're not just the boss. You're not just the person who signs the paycheck. People are looking to you for leadership, and leadership and teams always find, whatever the sentiment and whatever the attitude of leadership is, will permeate the rest of the team. And so if there's a sense of, not caring or a sense of disorganization, and it's not being paid attention to, then it almost becomes part of that culture that the rest of the team says, okay, this is how the leader is. That's probably how they want us to be as well. So understanding that your role as a leader, that people are looking to you to be the leader and to step in when things are going well and to step in when things aren't going well. And then, again, just to be deliberate with decisions that will make things better and to let them know that your role there is to always make it a better working environment and make it a better place for patients to be.
Very well said. So 1 Minute Manager, that was the name of the book?
Yep.
Correct? Are there any other books that you would recommend when it comes to building a culture in your practice?
Yeah. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Covey.
Great choice.
Yeah. That book changed my life, not just my practice. And it applies to work. It applies to home, to relationships, to spirituality, everything. Just the algorithm that he goes through. I can find a situation to use one of the 7 habits and quote it in almost every business transaction that I have and in every social transaction that I have. Like, the begin with the end in mind. Always think win-win. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Like every one of those things has changed the way that I talk to patients, that I talk to my team members, that I talk to my wife, that I talk to brand new business acquaintances. That would be absolutely the top of my list.
Great choice. I'll throw one in there as well too. Start with Why is one of my favorite books.
Yes.
Simon Sinek.
Yes.
I think that if you have a why and a reason as to why you do what you do in life, and you can bring in a vision to your practice and to your team and really have them stand behind that, I think that really can add to the culture of how you practice as a whole. And so those are great 3 books that we will include in the show notes.
Okay, they better all read them, and then we'll come back with some more.
Yeah, and then we got a list. Yes. Have you checked out Dentists in the Know? What are you waiting for? Be sure to check them out every Wednesday evening live on YouTube, where they have dynamic and engaging conversations with a guest each week. If you're looking to grow your practice and need some help along the way, be sure to check out 90 Day Jumpstart. You can start for free by contacting Dr. David Rice. Check out the link to his Calendly in the show notes.